Lawlessness. With Annette
That's my drag queen name. Stop.
Pussy Holly.
and Casey.
How can I not get a bottle of Smirnoff open?
Welcome to episode 9. You missed it. So I am Annette,
I'm Casey.
and this is Liquor and Lawlessness, where we bring you a bunch of stupid criminals committing stupid crimes
While we drink.
while we drink.
Yes.
So what are we drinking today?
Okay. Has anybody ever heard of Cutwater seltzers?
No.
Okay, so I feel like the Cutwater people, if you're listening out there, these things are scary.
In a good way?
Yeah. So today we're drinking Cutwater Spiced Apple Mule. And I picked this out because I know you love mules.
I do. I love a good mule.
And so I thought of you.
Thank you.
So we're going to try this. So let me go ahead and crack that. But while I'm pouring it, I once ran into Kroger. It was on a Friday. After work, we were having some people over, and I was like, oh, let me just grab a box of seltzers.
Okay.
This is how I was introduced to Cutwater.
Okay.
So I grabbed a 4-pack. Like, whatever. Plenty good. Hang on, let's try it. Is it good?
I don't know. I just got bubbles up my nose.
Do you like it?
I do. It tastes like
Thanksgiving?
kind of. It's got definitely a cinnamon taste to it. Almost like the mulled cider that people drink.
Yeah, it does taste like
Yeah.
that. I don't know if I could drink a bunch of these, though.
No, it's sweet. Very sweet.
Yeah. So back to my story. I grabbed a 4-pack of, they were margarita Cutwater seltzers.
Yum.
Okay. So go home, whatever. Later on, everybody comes over. I'm thinking, I've never heard of this brand. I just grabbed it. Looked good. I like margaritas. I like tequila. I drank 3 of the seltzers in the 4-pack throughout the course of the night.
Okay.
So, like, 3 White Claws, 3 High Noons, like, no big deal.
Yeah. Over the course of the night. Yeah.
Yeah, over, like, from, like, 7 o'clock to midnight. Hammered.
Really?
Hammered. After
Okay.
3. So, the next day, I'm like, why? How did I get that drunk? How does that happen?
I'm a professional.
Off of 3 seltzers. Like, because again, I'm thinking like 3 High Noons is not getting me drunk. And I could not figure out how on earth that happened. So I'm cleaning up the basement the next day, putting away in all the cans, and I pick up one of these Cutwater margarita cans. Little did I know, one can was like 12.5% alcohol.
And they're little tiny cans too.
So I
Are
drank,
these even 8 ounce? What are these? 6 ounces? 4 ounces?
I don't know, but I drank 3 of them.
The good news is it's gluten free.
Which was equivalent to like 7 White Claws. So,
Hence your intoxication.
correct. So I love Cutwater. I mean, I'm glad that you're not like watering it down. Good for you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Unlike what the name implies, that they're cutting it with water.
This is true.
Oh, that must be the brand. Cutwater vodka.
Cutwater. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you buy Cutwater seltzers, just know
Don't drive.
that they are very, very potent and not your run-of-the-mill seltzer. So with that, I'm going to drink my Thanksgiving flavored apple
Seltzer.
mule.
Cool. All right. Ready for my Urban Dictionary?
I am.
Okay. This one is milkshake duck.
Duck, like D-U-C-K.
Correct.
I mean, my mind goes to a very dirty place when I hear the word milkshake.
Because it brings all the boys to the yard.
I am at a loss for words.
Okay.
I hope it doesn't really involve a duck. Like we're not.
I
It's
don't
not
know where
some,
the
like,
name
weird
comes from. It's
bestiality.
no,
kind of
no.
bullshit. Okay.
It says someone who gains sudden fame for something nice and positive,
Oh.
only to soon be revealed as a deeply flawed character with terrible opinions and or a shady past, often involving corrosive social/political ideologies, which quickly tarnishes their fame and the goodwill people momentarily had towards them. I think that happens a lot. Like we think somebody's a good person.
Yeah, they get like on the news and have a moment of fame, like with a clip.
Right, like
they've done
like if
something
all of a
amazing.
sudden one of the ain't that the shit people turns out to be, you know, a Nazi or something,
Gotcha.
having escaped from, I almost said Russia, from Germany back after World War II.
Okay.
And so here's the sentence. The whole internet loves Milkshake Duck, a lovely duck that drinks milkshakes. 5 seconds later, we regret to inform you the duck is racist.
I don't even. Where does milkshake?
I
duck
don't have any
came
idea.
from? I don't like that word.
But
Or those.
the sentiment is true.
words.
Like you see that.
Yeah.
You see that a lot. People that you know a little tiny bit about them and you think they're great people and then you realize that they are a piece of shit.
And then you call them a milkshake duck.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then.
And then you have
Okay.
to do the dance. Milkshake brings
Boys
all
to-
the boys
boys
to the yard.
I'm sad that the people cannot see your chest in motion right now.
We'll need a Patreon.
Quite the show. Okay, I got a story.
Yay.
About a meth user.
Okay.
So we've talked about meth users before.
Uh-huh.
She was 34. Well, she is. I guess.
I mean,
they
I
said
guess you-
was like she died. But
You wouldn't need Wegovy anymore, right?
No.
Meth, Wegovy, whichever.
yeah, Ozempic. But then we've talked about this. You get like that crater face in your teeth.
And the meth mouth? Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No.
no. Sarah Harris.
Okay.
She's 34. Mm-hmm. And God, where's she from? Indiana. I felt like she was from Indiana. Does that make sense? Indiana. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Indiana.
Yeah.
Indiana has meth, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, she got herself some meth, and she snorted a line.
Okay.
And to quote her, she felt something different when it touched her skin and nostrils.
Had she used meth before?
Yes. She said it was a very painful sensation, and it was, quote again, not a bowl of normal meth.
A bowl.
So, exactly. I have two questions. A bowl
have no
of normal
answers
meth, like,
Either one.
who's inhaling a bowl of meth?
I don't know.
And, yeah, like, she's comparing...
She's a connoisseur. She's a sommelier of meth.
Oh my God. So anyways, because she felt that this was not good meth and it made her feel
She asked for a
different,
refund.
well, she dialed 911.
She gave it a bad Yelp review. Oh, she dialed 911.
She called 911 to report it.
Good for her.
She got some bad meth. She called 911 and she complained that she was supplied with a bad baggie of methamphetamines.
Oh my God.
Here's her. Lovely. Here's Sarah Harris's mugshot.
She's not skinny meth.
No, maybe she's just started her meth.
She just started her meth journey.
I don't know. She's got a Nirvana.
She's a level 1 meth user. Level 1 sommelier
Yeah.
of meth.
She said the meth made her feel like she was having a heart attack. She told the police.
Yeah, that's what it does. It messes with you.
Hello. I think she might be a novice. Mm-hmm. Okay. So anyways, she called 911. She said she needed help. She felt like she was having a heart attack. She was willing to admit her illegal activity as long as she got that sketchy dealer.
Bad Yelp review for him.
Yes, she told the police, I wanted to turn him in because he provided bad meth. At her own expense. She declared it.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. And because she was so fucking honest with the police.
Yes.
She's
a good citizen.
Yes, she was slapped with a meth charge.
Oh no.
That is a felony.
Oh my
And
God.
can
Because she
land-
had a whole bowl. If she had just had a cup
Yeah.
instead of the bowl.
Yep. So because of her honesty, she will now be spending 30 months in prison.
That seems like a lot.
Well, they did say this is not her first run-in with the police. I know you're surprised.
I am surprised.
She has had prior convictions for theft, meth possession, criminal mischief. I'm not sure what that entails.
Meth.
Disorderly conduct, and operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. So she's very familiar with the police.
So both alcohol and meth.
Yeah.
She's a picture of health.
Well, maybe that's why she's not thin yet on the meth.
Oh, maybe, because alcohol's got
when you get
a lot
drunk,
of
you want like Taco Bell and McDonald's.
True. That's true.
Moving on.
So do you ever... So one time I raised a leader dog puppy.
Sorry, I'm stirring my drink.
Which, if it had its like little bandana thing on, could go anywhere.
Yeah.
Because it was learning how to be
service dog.
an actual service dog, right? So, but lately I've been seeing random dogs in random stores, which is annoying to me. Are you annoyed by that? I love dogs, but
I don't mind. It doesn't bother me, but I think a lot of people are just slapping like an emotional support vest.
Not even like I was in like a Home Goods or something, and there was a dog with, or where was I? A Macy's or something, and there's this dog, this puppy. It was an Australian Shepherd. It was Cole's Australian Shepherd puppy that the guy just brought in the store.
But it wasn't a service dog?
No.
Oh, well, that's fucking weird.
But that's the new thing. I see him in the hardware store all the time. I see him everywhere. Right? So it can be kind of annoying.
Yeah. That's annoying. I thought you were talking about like service dogs.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's a whole other thing where we have all these emotional support pets, like peacocks and alligators and parrots and whatnot, But,
remind me after you tell the story. No, because it's not necessarily emotional support, but I haven't seen you. We need to talk about this. Remind me after.
All right. So we're in Vero Beach, Florida. And 80-year-old Virginia Pitzner is in the grocery store, and some dude has a dog in the store. And so she's like, why do you have a dog in the store? You shouldn't have a dog in the store. Now, she's 80, and really, it's cranky, and it's really none of her business. But whatever. So she approaches the guy. The guy's like, it's a service dog, and she calls BS because, like...
But why is it any of her fucking business?
It is a grocery store, so if I didn't like dogs, I might be a little creeped out. Yeah. I mean, I could you can bring a service dog into the grocery store, but like, you're random.
Well, and she is 80, and at that age, those people, I mean, they don't give a fuck. They just say whatever.
That's right. Okay. That's right. So she wants to know where the tags or the bandana jacket thing are or whatever for the dog, and he, basically calls her what she is, a Karen, and says he doesn't have to produce them, and so she literally kicks him in the ass.
An 80-year-old woman?
Woo! Yeah, she's feisty.
And then, like, how do you retaliate then? Like, you're going to knock out an 80-year-old?
Well, he called the police. So she is going to get arrested. She's getting arrested. She's in the cop car, and she's, pitching a fit and bitching about this guy and
clutching her pearls.
Right. And she, not really. So she's like, what comes around goes around, and bad things are going to happen to this guy in his life, to this guy and to his dog. And the cop's like, that's not nice about the dog. He doesn't care, if the guy who got his ass kicked, literally, is upset or whatever. And so the police officer says, that's not nice to say that about the dog. And she replies, I'm not nice.
Clearly.
So she's clearly honest.
Don't stay in your own lane, honey.
So she gets charged with battery on a person over 65. So the dude with the dog was old too.
Okay.
And disorderly conduct. And she ends up having to do a diversion program, and then she gets, released from the charges. But like an anger management, probably, like a mind your business course.
Yeah. Stay in your own lane, honey.
Stay in your own fucking lane, Grandma.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
No. But here's the thing. Had she minded her own fucking business to begin with, she would have never been in that position.
Correct.
So mind your own business.
Right.
That's
but then
the
we
moral
wouldn't
of
have
the
talked
story.
about her, so that's sad too. She wouldn't have had this notoriety.
That's true.
Because I'm sure she'll listen to this podcast.
I'm sure she will. Wait, before I tell you the story, that's what I was going to tell you about. Oh my God. TLC, the station TLC, the network, whatever you want to call it.
The Learning Channel is what the TLC used to stand for?
It definitely does not anymore. They've lost all scope of morals on their television shows.
Yes.
Which I'm not complaining because it's great television. I saw a clip. I didn't watch a show, but it was like a clip from TLC. So maybe you know, because I know you are a pretty avid TLC watcher.
I have my shows.
This woman was married
Already a mistake.
to a Ferris wheel. And his name was Bruce.
How is...
And she was, in this clip, she was like talking about how she was married to him and how he's tall and he lights up.
He lights up.
Like,
You know how
but,
they say she
it's-
lit up a room? So Bruce lit up a room.
Yeah, and like, I
Wow.
feel like we shouldn't be laughing because she clearly has like a mental issue.
Why?
But it's still funny.
What
to
was
me.
the show?
Like, I don't know. I don't watch TLC, but it was like a clip, and she was married to a Ferris wheel.
How's that legal?
And his name was Bruce.
Well, I figure like you'd have to have a name in order to put it on the
Yeah. Well, I remember.
marriage
I just
license.
remember Bruce because that's my dad's name, so like it stuck with me. But she went on this whole diatribe about her marriage to Bruce.
Are they still married?
I don't. It was just a.
Do they have
fucking clip.
children?
I don't know.
And what would those children look like?
I don't know.
I don't know yet.
Okay, I have a story. This is from Idaho. I feel like we don't have a lot of Idaho stories.
So I knew these people from Nevada. I think you might have been with me one time when they kept saying Idaho, Udaho.
You're right.
And I didn't get it at first. And it was because of the state of Idaho. Idaho, Udaho.
Is somebody from Idaho out there? What is it like?
Is it true that
Is that true?
you are the hoe?
An armed and dangerous thief was breaking into homes. This is out of Boise,
Idaho.
Is it Boise?
Boise.
Okay. Jacob Smart. He's 38 years old. He's
I'm
smart.
going to guess he's not smart.
No, he's not very smart at all. But he was like carrying out these string of burglaries. I can't ever say. I feel like burr, 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 burr.
Burgled. He burgled someone.
He was burgling. He's on multiple surveillance videos going into people's property. And one time he was so comfortable, he even went into the backyard and was petting the dog. Look, here's a picture from the video.
Aww.
He was like,
Hi, doggy.
Yeah, petting the victim's dogs.
Just don't take that dog into a grocery store in Florida.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You'll get kicked in the arse. But anyways, he would go in, like, nab things, debit cards, credit cards, weapons, house keys. But in one in particular theft, he stole underwear.
Ew.
He
Whose
nabbed-
underwear?
I don't know. He nabbed some female underwear.
Female underwear?
It does say the woman's underwear.
Oh,
It says burglarizing her home.
okay.
And he rearranged all her drawers. All her drawers.
See, now that would be
So
unacceptable.
Here's Jacob.
Oh, he doesn't look that weird.
So he went into her house, rearranged all her drawers, and stole her underwear.
There was a movie one time where that's what people did. They broke into houses and rearranged all their stuff, rich people's houses, just to mess with them. I forgot what the movie was called, but it was good.
I don't know. Anyways, they have him on all this, like, multiple video footages. He's actually still on the lam.
Oh,
He is. There's a $500,000 national warrant award out for him, people.
and he never did anything violent?
No. I mean, besides kicking down a door and
Yeah, but I meant
stealing
like
underwear.
hurting people. He didn't even hurt the dog.
He's believed to be traveling through the Pacific Northwest. He's 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighs about 200 pounds with brown hair, brown eyes. And he steals underwear. But they know who he is because
Because he's on
he's
video.
on multiple videos.
I feel like you can't do much anymore without being on video
But he likes women's underwear.
somewhere. And he can't just buy his own?
I don't know.
I'm sure you can get that shit on Amazon.
I mean, he's not hot. He's not unfortunate looking in his mugshot. I mean,
He just looks like an average guy.
yeah,
average white
I
guy.
feel like he could pull a girl and
You can always pay for
he
it.
could snatch her underwear. Like, why do you have to break into houses?
Right. Why can't you just buy your own underwear? Girl underwear, if that's what you're into.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So this.
Maybe she used those on TikTok. What is that? All over TikTok, they have these pineapple vaginal gummies.
Ew, what?
Well, I don't know. I just watch these. There's all these videos on TikTok about if you buy these pineapple flavored gummies, your vag will
Oh, okay.
taste like them.
Okay. Well, I know on Real Housewives of New Jersey, they said if you ate a lot of pineapple, that your twat would taste of pineapple.
Oh. Are you willing to try that?
No, I'm just gonna have to trust them on that
Okay. Anyhow, so maybe that's why he stole her underwear.
because she smelled like.
Maybe they smelled like pineapple.
Oh, maybe. I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
Did it say if it was clean underwear or dirty?
It didn't say.
Oh God,
Okay.
I don't even know what to say.
Next.
This is another story though about people who.
I feel like I always have to obnoxiously announce that I'm done with my drink and need another
Would you
one.
like some more? So this is another story about, a guy who's upset with a girl and, has to sort of, quote unquote, prove a point. I don't
Okay.
have any idea what the point is. Nobody knows what the point is. But that's what Michael Connolly Lloyd, 30, said in his arraignment or throughout the course of his case. So it's a Wednesday afternoon in July. It's about 11:30 in the morning, and this dude, Michael, we've realized eventually is Michael, walks into a bank, hands a note to the teller, and on it says, "Give your money now. Don't say anything. I have a partner outside."
Okay.
So the teller, of course, freaks out. She grabs the money. She gives it to him. He takes the note, the money, whatever, runs away from the counter, exits, is, out and trying to escape. So as he's escaping, he's in a black Dodge Ram pickup truck.
Well, I like a man in a Dodge Ram.
It wasn't even his, though, so that doesn't even count. Okay. So they get, a phone call from the roommate, the boyfriend of his roommate, and said that he was, where he was and that he was involved in this crime. So I guess as the police are coming, so picture this, the police are coming to the bank to try to address the alarm or the call, whichever it was, and he is fleeing and he's freaking out because he sees all the police. So he starts to rip up the note,
Okay.
throw it out the window, and also throw out some of the money.
So the police driving by definitely
Don't realize
won't
it's
see the money flying out his
They
window?
didn't, though, because
Okay.
they arrest him at home at the Lazy Acres mobile home park.
Oh my God! We could have a long discussion about that.
Right?
Lazy Acre.
Yes, Lazy Acres mobile home park.
God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
So the good news is he waives his Miranda rights and he confesses. So basically he says that he and his lover had gotten into a fight and he wanted to prove a point. So he goes to his he's driving down the road, he sees a bank, the first bank he sees that he wants to rob is a Bank of America, and so he grabs a sheet of paper that's in the car and he writes the note on the back. That sheet of paper, wait for it.
Well, that's very patriotic of him to pick the Bank of America. What did he write on the back of the note?
Well, the note was
Or
just give
on
me
the
your
paper.
money, but the paper was his birth certificate.
Shut the front door.
Yep.
Was it his original one? Who writes on the original birth certificate?
I don't think it was the original one because it looked like printer paper when he handed it to the girl.
So
And
he decided to hold up the
like he
page,
just literally grabbed a sheet of paper from his car,
which was his birth certificate.
birth certificate, and he said he wrote on it, he remembers writing, "Be quiet until I leave and give me all the money." And he did get all of the money, $754.
All of that for $754.
Right. Right. And the best part is, he confessed, but then there's always, the lawyer who could say that the confession should be tossed out, et cetera, et cetera. So you have to have some corroborating evidence. And the corroborating evidence was the ankle monitor he was wearing for some unknown crime that said he was in the Bank of America at the time of the incident, according to the tracking company.
Now, this guy's an idiot.
This guy is
He's
an
got
idiot.
an ankle monitor, and he gives his birth certificate as the teller note.
Right. All to, quote unquote, prove a point, whatever
Okay.
the point is.
Against a woman
Against a woman.
for
Yeah.
700 and something odd dollars.
Ashley, his lover. Yep. And he wanted to make sure that
I'm sure that made Ashley want him even more.
Yes, he made sure to tell the police to please tell her what he had done.
Was she attracted to criminals?
I don't know. She's maybe she called him a pussy and said, like, there's no way you have the balls to go rob a bank or something like that. And he's like, I'm going to go rob a bank for $754 with my ankle monitor.
Show you.
With my birth certificate.
God.
Yeah. So
It's like those people those guys, I hate. I'm sorry if you're this person. The men that you're out on the road and they're like, and like revving their cars. I'm like, never once in my life have I heard a man rev a car and then looked over and been like, God damn, I want
take
him.
me now.
Sorry, go ahead.
So that little trick, because you robbed a bank, a federal institution, it could get him 20 years behind bars and a $250,000 fine.
But the important question is, did Ashley get back together with him?
And that is unclear in my research. But I am guessing that Ashley, like you, is not impressed by somebody who tries to demonstrate their manhood in a weird way. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
All right.
our guy.
Okay, so you ready for Ain't That the Shit?
Yes.
I have another local one.
Cool.
Yeah. This is really local. Well, kind of local, I guess.
Like it's my next door neighbor?
No, Sterling Heights.
Okay.
Are you familiar with it, where that is?
Yep. Grew up there.
Not too far. Yep. Officer Wendell Potts. This was actually, I think, on the news
Okay.
for quite some time around here. There was an 18-month-old that had stopped breathing.
Oh.
And so the parents called 911 and they were like running down the sidewalk out of their house, like screaming for help, as you would. And he grabbed the 18-month-old, gave CPR compressions, and
I feel like I
baby.
might have seen that.
Saved the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's amazing.
Officer Wendell Potts from the Sterling Heights
Police
Michigan
Department.
Police Department. Yeah, thank you for
Yay.
being amazing, because we always just want to take the time to honor our first responders because they deal with not only the most horrifying things and do all this amazing work, but they deal with these fucking morons every day.
Right. Which is one thing if the moron is just a moron, but some of them are dangerous. So
Correct. So we love you and we support all of our first responders. And I think we're done, right?
I think we're done. We might need a tall glass of water
Yeah, we have to have another drink. Stay hydrated, bitches, until we see you
next time.
next time. Okay, bye.